And here we go. All right. Episode number 7 of Gaming Beyond the Box. With us tonight, we have Mr. RDX himself, Dealer. Say hey, Dealer.
Oh, you're starting with me?
Sure, why not?
Hello. Hi to everyone. How's everyone doing?
Okay.
What? I'm asking how everyone's doing. I'm doing all right. I'm really tired, but
Somebody call the police. Somebody has abducted Dealer.
I'm doing all right.
All right, and we have the saltiest motherfucker on the planet, Saltiest Gaming. What's up, Salty?
Hey, what's up? How's it going, everybody? I don't know what's going on, people. I had a great stream today earlier playing Spider-Man, and yeah, I'm enjoying that game and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Just having a fun time changing diapers and not sleeping. So that's what I've been up to.
I have a question. Does he do everything that a spider can?
Oh yeah, and more.
Oh,
He has Mary Jane, that bae. She's pretty hot in the game,
is
honestly.
she hot in
but,
the game? Yeah. Sometimes
yeah.
when they draw her, if they draw her in the comics, she looks pretty hot.
Yeah. So he's trying to hook up with her. I don't know. They're kind of I guess separated or not dating. Anyway, it's like an older version of Peter Parker. So it's pretty good, man. It's good stuff. Thanks for having me on.
All right, and we have the one, the
All right.
only graphic god.
I've heard that there are more than one of us, but thank you anyway. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I'm actually really excited about being on a podcast with some of my favorite people. We've got Dealer here. I've been dealing, no pun intended, with Dealer for a long time. And I've been friends with Salty for a little while, and I've not met this other gentleman. I don't think in real life.
Well,
But then again, Newf's coming on soon, and me and Newf are almost like brothers.
yes, we do have Nukem, and he is running a little bit late. He got held up having a vasectomy this afternoon, but he will be here. He promises.
Another one? You mean it failed?
Evidently. So,
Oh,
but he
man.
is on the way, so don't panic. And we also have Geo. What's up, Geo?
How's it going, guys?
And for all you that's new to the channel that don't know, Geo and I go way back. We've been moderating and adminning gaming groups for years together. We've seen just about everything you can possibly see. So,
Yeah.
and then some. Um, First topic, Gears of War tech test. What did everybody think?
It looks like trash.
Oh God, I
Yeah.
knew one of you guys.
told you he
was
was
about that.
abducted. I told you he was abducted.
What is my mic sound weird?
No?
Oh,
No, we
okay.
knew somebody was going to start off with that.
No, I find it really hilarious and pretty pathetic that you got people putting it on 720p low settings and zooming in and taking pictures of it and acting like that's what the Xbox version looks like or the PC version looks like, and they're comparing a multiplayer beta to a single player cutscene from a different game and all this other crap. When in reality, anybody who's really played it, I mean, we can all agree here, right, that the game looks pretty damn good.
It looks gorgeous, and even in Gears 4, they upped the color range, and I'm glad that they kept it, and I think they even went a little further with it. So I'm really excited for the final version when it comes out.
Yeah, and not to mention, importantly, it's running at double the frame rate of most all these games that they're comparing it to with screenshots.
Yeah.
So, if Coalition really wanted, they could half the frame rate and double the fidelity if they wanted to make it look even better. But I'm already convinced that the campaign will be, that'll show that Gears of War 5 is one of the best looking games of all time. And on top of that, it's running at double the frame rate of most of these other games. I just, if you've been on Twitter, you probably have AIDS now after you've seen all this whole debacle. And I think it's really stupid that you've got some of these radical Sony guys doing this.
Do I need to get some penicillin?
Yeah,
It's gonna
inject
take
it.
it's gonna take more than penicillin, y'all.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
gonna take a lot
it's
more than
good.
penicillin.
Tech test is good though. Have you tried it, Wommy?
Oh man, I played the hell out of it. I was actually trying to hop in on you. I think it was Saturday.
Oh, you should have messaged me.
I
What
I
the
kept trying
fuck?
to I kept trying to hop in, man. And I
Yeah.
was actually trying to jump in with Newf yesterday, but I think I stopped at level 15, and I'm all about the arcade mode.
Yes.
Arcade mode is awesome.
I like the arcade mode, and not because it's any easier or harder than the other. It forces you to play the game differently. You'll notice a big difference when you go from arcade to ranked. Is in ranked, everyone's bouncing off walls like a fucking crackhead with a shotgun in their hands. I didn't kill by
Yeah.
one thing. I didn't get killed by anything that wasn't a Nasher in ranked the whole time I played it. Whereas in arcade, it forces you to play the long game until you can at least unlock a Nasher. It literally changes the way the game is played.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, and Salty, you haven't got to play it yet, have you?
Yeah, I kind of figured this topic was going to come up, but I've just been really busy, and then Marvel Ultimate Alliance came out.
You've been up Spider-Man's butthole too.
Yeah, I've been playing Spider-Man. I'm just a big comic book fan, so I just been all about that. Like, I'm gonna go off topic here, but I was really worried about the online for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, but it actually runs pretty smooth, and it reminds me of that old X-Men arcade game back in the day.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was like four
You
players.
can actually buy that for Xbox.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite games and playing with my friends and stuff. So just it's easier for me because my kid's home from school and for the summer, it's just easier for me to pick up my my Switch and play that when I can in small bursts. And then at nighttime, I've just been playing Spider-Man. But from what I've been seeing on Twitter, I can definitely see what Dealer was talking about with like catching AIDS and stuff. But it's funny, some people were taking low res images and zooming in and trying to trigger people and saying that Gears looks like, what was it? They're just comparing like PS3 games. It's just silly out there.
Why they do this. You know why they do this, right, Salty?
For years.
What's up?
That game has always been under fire. Gears is one of those because it is such a staple point.
I can barely hear him, by the way. I don't.
Yeah.
Is Mike fucked
it's
up?
always under fire. I mean, and people try to nitpick it apart, and it's one of those games. I mean, I didn't play much because I've been busy as well, but I wanted to get a feel for the controls to see, and the controls were tight. Everything was very familiar, which was kind of nice. I didn't get a chance to do the arcade mode at all. I mean, I only played a handful of rounds, but people attack that game just for the sake of attacking it because it is an Xbox exclusive. It's been a showpiece for so long that people feel that if they don't attack it, it's not right.
Yeah. So what were you saying, Dealer? Why people attack it?
I heard him right. I think he's kind of getting. I can't really hear I can't hear him very well, but if I heard him right, he's kind of getting at it as well. They do this with games that they are intimidated by. You know, they always do this with these types of games that have a lot of hype behind them, that have a lot of potential behind them. And instead of lifting Gears 5 up and saying, good job, Microsoft, you've invested in a big blockbuster game that we fucking need really badly right now, I'm going to compare a goddamn PS2 game to it. And, you know, you can tell who's worth your time and who's not. But at the end of the day, I think they do this to games they're kind of intimidated by.
Yeah. I think another thing that you got to focus on is the fact that if it's garnering hate, I think that's a good thing because there's actual interest there. Now, if people were, because a lot of people like that narrative that Gears of War is just burned out and it's just a used franchise and this and that. Like if that was the case, no one would really care. You know, people on the internet wouldn't be talking about it, but people on the internet are talking about it for the good and for the bad. And there's trolls out there, obviously, but like even on the extreme side for some of the PS, trolls that I would consider trolls, they were kind of calling people out when they were being stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be a dumbass and take some low-res image and compare it to a PS2 game. So I saw that as well. But I've been hearing really good things from people that I trust. Obviously, I didn't hop in, but they're bitching about not being able to get into the tech test, which I could understand. It's frustrating, but it's a tech test. Would you rather it happen for a tech test or the launch of the game? So
boom, boom, kaboom! I'm a little late, but Newf is in the room. What is happening, panel?
Thanks for interrupting me.
Right in the middle of your sentence.
Salt
What's up,
fucker.
Newf?
Fuck you,
What's up?
Salty. Boom, 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 boom,
Oh, yeah,
boom.
like, fuck you. Boom, boom, kaboom.
Boom, 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 jababa boom.
What's up, Boom? I mean, Newf.
Dappy Newf. What's going on, guys?
we
I
knew
just
you
had to
would
let
make it.
everybody know I was here, because everybody was just chiming on. So it's like, let's go.
No, we're talking about the game I didn't play. So,
Well,
tech test
we learned last week that Salty was a fraud anyway.
Oh yeah.
So we found out the hard way.
Just get it out of the way,
Yeah, you might as well just throw it on out there. So,
Yep.
but
So Newf.
go ahead.
No, Newf. What did Newf think, man? He's a big Gears head, right?
Woo! Yeah, baby, I'm a Gears head, and I loved every second of it. Yeah, there was some problems getting into some of the lobbies and things. Like we were trying to get into one, and we kind of had to wait till TiVo dropped out before we could actually get anywhere. All of a sudden, then we got in, especially when I started hosting. It was kind of weird. It must be my Canadian connection. But once we got rolling, man, that game was as smooth as butter. It looked like $1 million. And man, I was going out there and doing my thing. It took a few minutes to kind of get the feel for it because it is a little bit smoother, a little bit faster than some of the Gears that we've kind of gotten used to. But let me tell you, and even Mr. Rod Ferguson, like my tweet last night, I'd say that's a good sign because I was telling him that I really like the new Lancer. I like how it's a little bit more effective. It doesn't bounce as much, and they got a much better targeting reticle, which is better for the headshots. And that is awesome because now you can stop the little asshats that just constantly want to do wall bouncing all the time and try to get up in your grill with a shotgun. And now you can kind of keep people at bay a little bit. And I like that. It's about time that they finally made a freaking gun that didn't feel like you're shooting a pellet gun at people. So kudos to them making a sensible Lancer. And the game is balanced because whether you're Lancering or you're using shotgun, I didn't find it to be bad either way. It was like you just have to pick your spots and strategies like you always had to do in Gears. It's you pick your spots and timing and call people out. That's the way it is. It's a teamwork game. But I loved it, man. Looked awesome, played awesome, and I can't wait to play more of it here soon, hopefully.
Aren't they doing another test this weekend?
That I heard.
And what are they going to add horde mode to this one?
That I'm not 100% sure on.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere, but I thought they were supposed to add horde into it.
Yeah, like DJ in the chat, hip firing the shotgun. That's still a major thing that you got to get used to. Is when you get close range, you're better off just kind of going with the hip fire. But they do have a little spread reticle now on the shotgun, which kind of shows you a sense the direction of which way your shot spread is going. You know what I mean? So that's kind of good. And then of course they still have their accuracy little listing as well. So if you did 2 shots, you had 75% damage. Et cetera, et cetera. So it takes some getting used to, and you got some tryhards, and you got some people that are pretty crazy at it. But overall, I enjoy what I played of it. I think they're heading in the right direction, and I can't wait, like I said, until we get more of this game. I think Gears 5 is gonna rock the house, baby. It's gonna set the bar pretty high, if you ask old Nukem over here.
And I completely agree because I think it's a huge improvement over Part 4.
So. There you go. There's my 2 cents.
Newf, you're wrong. The game looks like trash. Stop damage controlling.
Well, I didn't take a screenshot off my 1990 flip phone.
Off your fucking Etch-a-Sketch and upload it to the internet? No, you didn't do that.
Yeah. Love that. Never fails, right? Some guy will go out every time and take that close-up picture from the pre-rendered CGI cutscene where everything always looks amazing, and then they compare it to some blurry screen grab that they took with their phone. Trust me, Gears 5 looks phenomenal, and the level of detail that's in like the environments and even their equipment, their gear. Like you're playing this on the 4K screen, and man, you can pick out the fibers and your freaking like the belts and the clips and everything. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
You look good.
You look very good.
Yeah, I booted up on the PC for the first time last night before I passed out, just to look at the comparison versus the X, and looked damn similar. So
yeah, I saw that D-Patch did a comparison, and I couldn't tell the difference.
So
yeah,
what's
a little bit, but yeah.
Another narrative that people are using on social media is that it's not really native 4K and it's not continuous 60 frames per second. That's another thing that people are trying to use against the game. Yeah.
I mean, there's already frame rate tests out there. I mean, it's pretty much locked on the X from what I saw.
Mm-hmm. But the resolution, I forgot who was talking about that it was going to be native 4K, but apparently there's been some tests that say it's some kind of I don't know what it is, dynamic.
I've said this over and over. Like, don't go around saying this is going to be 4K 60 on all the modes. That it's going to be using some kind of reconstruction or checkerboarding or some bullshit. But at the end of the day, those techniques have gotten so good, interlacing in particular, that can you really tell difference hardly anymore? I mean, it was a different story back in 2016 when you had games that were just now first using checkerboarding. It was a new technology for consoles for the most part, and the technology they use today is insane, especially at 60 FPS. It's really hard to kind of tell sometimes.
Yeah.
I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I'm kind of going back to something that Wilmy posted not too long ago about how gamers have become obsessed with graphics. In this whole conversation, I've only heard one person really talk about the gameplay of the game. When did we become so fixated on whether or not it's going to run at 58 or 60 frames per second rather than how good the game quality and how good the gameplay actually was? I mean, like I said, noticing the feel of the Lancer, because I'm a Lancer player, and that was one of the first things I noticed in the couple of rounds I was able to get into. Was it actually felt like it was a useful weapon again. It reminded me of, Gears 2 when it was something you could use regularly. So I know it's an unpopular opinion to focus on gameplay over graphics, and I understand that graphics is a key part of gaming now, but I think everybody spends so much time fixating on that I think they're underplaying how much better the game plays.
I agree with what you're saying, that people are focusing on it so much, but the reason why people would focus on stuff for like Gears and stuff like that is because the Xbox One X came out and that was the focal point, having the world's most powerful console. Right. So people want to see those results, So
I get and I don't deny that, and I don't downplay the fact that is a key part of the selling point and all that in the games. I always kind of chuckle to myself when I hear how much time people fixate on the graphics. Again, like you said, catching Etch-a-Sketch screenshots, rather than talking about how good the game plays. And I think that's one thing, even the stuff that I was reading, because that's why I finally got on to play, because I've been, with how busy I've been, nobody was talking about gameplay. All anybody was talking about is what it looked like.
The fanboys were, for sure, but also graphics are still the leading thing that makes, like, if you look at some of the modern surveys, right, graphics are easily one of the most important things to the general consumer. So graphics really matter. But if you say if you're talking up a game, usually, like when I talk about how good God of War looks and how great a game it is, it can't be a great game unless it's great gameplay. So a lot of times the gameplay kind of goes without being said. It's kind of a lot of games have really good gameplay these days.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, people act like Gears of War 4 never existed. There's people out there that they seem to think that that's not even a great looking game. Gears of War 4 stands on its own as one of the best looking games of the generation. Gears of War 5, yeah, sure, it might not be night and day differences, but I guarantee you, probably once you get to the campaign and you play other things, that you will definitely see a significant upgrade. And if God of War 2 were to come out tomorrow on the PlayStation 4, okay, and I'm talking about the new hardware, and it was built for the PS4, do you think it would look drastically better than the current model? I'd say not. There probably will be improvements. There is in every game. And it's like gameplay. Every Gears of War game, you have to adapt. You have to adapt to the changes. You either adapt or you die. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there. One of the biggest hits on Gears is people suck at it. And when they suck at anything, it's like just about any game. They suck at something, and they curse up the game, and they blame everything on the dev. This game's a piece of shit, and the balancing's off, the graphics suck, and frame rate sucks. They blame it on everything but their own skill level. Heck, I used to have this one guy who came up for years on Xbox. The first, like a lot of times your opening week, everybody gets new to a game, and people have these, they do really well. Well, he would be one of those guys. His first couple of days, he'd be doing really well. He'd be kicking some ass, right? And he'd be like, "Oh, this game's the best thing I've ever played, and I can't believe how good it is." And a month later, when people start getting to know the maps, you get better at the game, you start kicking his ass. Well, guess where he went with his argument? "Oh, this game is a piece of trash, and I wish Epic would fix the servers, and I wish Microsoft would get their crap together." Same old story every freaking time, man. Like, and again, Gears is
and
right
Gears is
after
an easy
Halo.
game to suck at too.
It's the game everybody wants to hate at. But it's like I've been told many times in the past, you got to get good. I'm by no means an amazing Gears player. I think I'm average and I hold my own. Sometimes I'll play really well, sometimes I don't. It depends on my team, it depends on the game mode, blah blah blah. But I see major improvements already in this tech test over Gears of War 4, and I think it's going to be phenomenal. Like I said, people just they want to hate on this franchise because it's the one pinnacle, it's the one shining beacon for the Xbox platform outside of Halo. That again, that's the target, right?
Forza.
Hey,
Sorry, excuse me.
Hey, don't tell people that they suck at the game on social media, because they will get triggered as fuck, man. I was joking with someone I thought that I was cool with and thought I could joke with, man, because he was talking about the game in a negative light and saying it was just this or that and it sucks as usual, and I was like, well, maybe you suck at the game, and it just got really sideways quick, so I think it just comes down to people want to play what they are good at, and a lot of people just aren't good at online shooters, and that's fine. But to say the game sucks, I guess everybody has their opinions and they can't be wrong with their opinion, but to continually it's almost like they're fighting against the game because they're not good at it. It's kind of weird for that. And that's the same thing with like online shooters like COD. I see a lot of hate for COD because people don't like it because they're not good at it. And just to continually hate on the game and hope that it does bad because you're not good at it is kind of weird for me personally. So
I don't think the game sucking isn't it could never be more than an opinion. I think technically it's very competent. It looks amazing. The gameplay is amazing. The weapon balancing seems pretty good from what I've experienced. Arcade mode's really good. The maps I played on are pretty good. It's impossible for this game to suck, like based off of this beta. Like if you think this beta sucks, it really is just because you suck at the beta. There's nothing about this beta that sucks.
Remember,
I can't really think of anything that's not
It's a
competent.
tech test.
Yeah, it's a damn beta. Same thing. Jay, have you played it?
I did not play the online. I did do the boot camp, and just to get the rust out of my wheels. And I, like everyone was saying, it's very, very smooth. It's very gorgeous of a game. There was a couple things that I noticed that they changed up a little bit that I'm not 100% happy with. I have to go through the archives in my brain right now because I'm not thinking. But there was one thing that popped up that I wasn't. Oh, I know what it was. It was the chainsaw. You have to use the right bumper now.
That's so you can look around with the right stick.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I still like using the X button for chainsaw.
I think you can
That was the
switch
first
it.
thing I changed when I played, because you can remap your elite. Is the first thing I changed was putting the X button back for that specific control.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
I mean, I use my paddles a lot of times, especially for bumper controls, but it was the first thing it was frustrating at first because you hit the X button thinking that's what it was going to do. And
exactly.
The reason they had to do that is because they want to keep that knife melee combat at play while still allowing you to chainsaw somebody as well, right? So if you hit B, you knife them, and then if you need to use that chainsaw, you hold right bumper.
Again, it was just one of those things where you just had to adjust to the. You just had to adjust. I wouldn't.
It was the same as when you first played Judgment, that they changed up the way to cycle through your weapons. I hated that. I got used to it, but it's the same thing. You get used to something when they change things up, kind of throws you for a loop. But it doesn't take too long, to get used to the new control scheme.
Hey, Wilmy.
Yes.
You alive, buddy?
Oh yeah, I'm just listening to you guys carry on the conversation because I know what's coming next.
What are some of your opinions? God damn it!
Oh, I loved it, dude. I played the hell out of it all weekend.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I'm an Xbox.
Goddamn Xbox.
Actually, I think anybody that knows me knows better than that. But I played it quite a bit. I really love the arcade mode. I really, really do.
What did you love about arcade mode?
Well, the simple fact that I mean, you have to. Not everybody gets a shotgun for one,
Mm-hmm.
because that shotgun, man, that shit is crazy. Because I played escalation, and every couple of seconds, man, you got somebody popping your head with the
A crackhead while
shotgun.
bouncing towards you and then
Oh
shotgunning
yeah,
you. Yeah.
dude. And arcade, it's like I think it was Newf that said it a minute ago. You're forced to actually play the long game. So
And
What
the
was the name?
damn, I
What was
like
the
that
name of
big
that
ass
mode?
club.
What was the name of that mode you just said there, Wilmy?
the arcade
Well, it's
mode.
arcade. It's arcade
No.
mode. So basically, what it is, each character has a specific loadout native to that particular character, right? So some will
Right.
have a lancer as a set piece, and others will have different weapons. As you build up your kill streaks, you get basically the option to bring in a random weapon. So that's either in the grenade slot, the assault rifle slot, the shotgun slot, whatever. You just press left, right, up, down on your D-pad, and you get a random weapon. You don't know what you're going to get,
That's
but you
Wow.
one
know.
class that has the random weapons. The other ones have set ones.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
So like when I went on my tear, I ended up getting that little cool little shotgun that has like the 4 bullets. I don't forget which one it's called, but like I managed to get that, and I kept getting ammo for it. And dudes would keep running around corners, and I was just rolling them, and that's and that's how I got on a tear, right? And people just took a while before anybody took me down. So
I was using
Hey,
the mace. I was playing as Marcus, and his class does have access to the Nasher. If you get enough kills, you hit the Y button, cash him in for a weapon. I always choose the mace, and I grab that thing, and I run around, and I just club the fuck out of everyone.
I,
got
I,
her
I,
drop.
I think it's funny that people are complaining when companies evolve their games like they asked for when they put in a new game mode, because the arcade stuff is completely optional, and then people are bitching about it, right? They don't have their shotgun, and shotguns integral into the gameplay. You can look around into all the shooters that are out there, and if you just use one gun, right, the shotgun, right, that's how Gears is, and there's a lot of hardcore Gears fans that will get upset about it if I talk about it. But if you go to another shooter and there's only one gun that everybody uses, the meta's broken because it makes every other gun worthless. You might as well just say, well, we're coming out with Gears of War 6 shotgun edition and have one fucking gun and have no other guns. I've never understood why the hardcore defend it so much. I understand you guys are used to shotgunning the fuck out of people and wall bouncing, but the thing is there's a point, because I've even been clowned on when I would use the auto rifle and shoot someone. Oh, you killed me with that weapon, you suck. Like, why can't you use a shotgun? It's like, well, I don't want to use a fucking shotgun every time, so it's interesting to hear these complaints about them adding an arcade mode that sounds fun, because they're just trying new shit. They're giving more things to do. It's just it's fun to me, man.
What you're saying is people are saying try new things but don't change anything.
Yeah.
And
Well-
too, it's an optional mode, right? And then the Nasher is the most dominant weapon in the game. There's
Sure.
no argument against that. It's the most overpowered, easy to kill with weapon in the game. That's why everyone uses it. That's just a fact. So having an access to an arcade mode where you can get 3 or 4 kills, push Y button, get a Nasher. It's that easy if you really want it. But
Oh, yeah.
start
But
off at least without that Nasher and introduce that range combat that we don't see in Gears a whole
Yeah.
lot in the rank stuff.
But that's part of the magic of Gears. Gears is one of the few games, multiplayer and otherwise, that forces you to get into the action. It forces you to get up close and personal. It's not like a lot of these shooters now, like I'll use like PUBG, for example, where you're picking guys off, 400 meters across the map. All you can see is a little speck no bigger than a pimple on your friggin' nose. And you're getting shot, and you're like, who the hell shot me? At least in Gears, you generally know who the hell is shooting you, right? Yes, I agree. The Nasher's always been the go-to overpowered weapon. But like I said, I love how they've at least adapted the Lancer a bit, because I've been notorious for playing games where the dude, and you guys all know what I'm talking about here, when a dude starts running at you halfway across the map, he's roadie running and wall bouncing, and you're peppering the shit out of him with the Lancer, and it's like, this dude should be down already. And yet somehow he crawls underneath you and then shoots you one shot with the gun, and you're like, no, like, if nothing else, if you're peppering a dude in the face with a Lancer, with an assault rifle, he should be at least like knocking them back. They shouldn't be just like, let's go through a spray of bullets just like I'm the Terminator,
There ain't a
The
damn,
thing-
like DJ in the chat says, Lord Addict said, fix the Nasher. Fraud Addict, there ain't a damn thing wrong with that Nasher. From what I've used, it still fucking one-shots everything up close, just like it always has. What do you want
Oh,
to
yeah.
do? To be a damn sniper rifle?
Mm-hmm.
I like the sniper in the tech test. I was very impressed with that one.
The one shot, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Long shot.
The thing is with these shooters, if you get like focused in on keeping the same weapons, it's hard to evolve, especially when your multiplayer is so important. It's just like imagine the Call of Duties of the world, like if they had one meta and then they kept rotating the same guns in over and over, it kind of gets repetitive. And then when people jump into the game and they're using the same guns and their same characters and they're this and that, yeah, of course they're going to say, well, yeah, this feels like Gears 4, you know? So that's the whole thing is I see the hardcore Gears players and they push back. It's just like Halo, you know? Evolution needs to happen in Halo, but then you change the aim down sight mechanics, or you put running in the game and they all bitch, you know? So
They'd rather be power walking across the battlefield than Master Chief right now.
Well, you know, the easiest way to go back and give kudos to a dev is go back and play the older games. Go back and play the originals, because we all have that fond memory, right, of how good the original was. There was nothing better than Halo 2, or there's nothing better than 3, or there's nothing better than Gears 2, or blah, 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 right? And then you go back and you play them, and then you see how clunky or how slow or how bad the user interface is, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? You go back and play the original Gears 1, and I bet you'd be like quitting that game in a heartbeat, just because of how clunky the actual action is and that sort of stuff. So that's what I usually tell people. Like, I mean, I used to think like Halo 2 was amazing, and it was, I mean, for its time. But now you play something like Halo 5, I can't really go back to some of the older games now, because the new ones are they're just so more, like I said, better frame rates, is better controls, better balancing, all around, right?
Yeah, nostalgia is a hell of a thing.
And it is that way for multiplayer.
But that is enough Gears. I know that sounds impossible, doesn't it? All right.
Area 51 time? Are we going?
No. No, I think I'll stay away from that one.
Okay.
Did anybody
no
see
probes on next week's episode?
Maybe. If you haven't seen the screen, that's what's popping up all over it anyway. So I keep putting up the Area 51 gifts. No, wanted to talk about, I don't know if you guys have seen this, the multiplayer gameplay premiere for Modern Warfare. August the 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern on Twitch. Has anyone saw it?
Saw a little bit. I mean, it looked like COD, but something was different about it. I couldn't really place my finger on it.
Anything about it make your nipples hard or what?
Nipples are always hard, all right, you know.
Okay. Well.
I don't know. I'm getting it for the campaign because of the fact that people are getting triggered about how violent it is. I just pre-ordered it just to say fuck you to them, and yeah, I'm just getting it for that. Really, but I'll dabble in that the campaign, but you know what I mean.
Anybody else have any thoughts on Call of Duty?
Yeah, I have thoughts on it, man. The new engine looks awesome. There's a 2v2 game mode that looks amazing. It's just, I think they're doing the right things with this franchise and taking it back to its roots. The violent shit, that's it's funny to me, man. It is what it is. I think that COD needed a new, you know, reboot per se, and they're not doing the jump packs and the fucking wall running and all that other stuff that they did like 3 or 4 years ago. They're kind of saying, hey, we want to target our hardcore. We appreciate what you guys have told us. The guns look clean. The gunplay looks awesome. The maps look pretty good. I'm just looking forward to that campaign, because COD traditionally has really, really good campaigns, very cinematic per se. And with this new engine and just on the Xbox One X or on a high-level PC, you're going to get really good visuals. I think this COD, even though Black Ops 4 did really well sales-wise, I think it's going to just smash, you know, with their sales and stuff. So, you know, Disney will come in and buy Activision. Did you guys hear that? Like the whole rumor about Disney buying Activision, man? Crazy.
I read a little bit about it, but it wouldn't surprise me. Disney owns every fucking thing, don't they?
Yeah, they're trying to monopolize everything, but it looks good. It's on my list for sure.
Man, people loved it when motherfuckers bought all this bullshit not too long ago because all the comics, all the comic movie possibilities. It's like, what the fuck? You realize there's another real life effect to this shit, right? But whatever. Fuck it. Fantastic Four. Let's go.
They're gonna put Mickey in fucking Call of Duty next, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, since gaming news has been incredibly slow, and since we have, I mean, other than Gears, and I mean, be honest, we can sit here and talk about Gears for 2 hours, maybe longer, probably longer. Um, and like I said, gaming news has sucked. So let's do some trivia.
Hmm?
So
Do, 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 do.
none of us are quite as old as Alex Trebek. All right. Are you gentlemen ready?
Ready? Let's go.
What is a virgin that lives in the basement?
And see, I almost, because Geo, Graphic, and myself are the three oldest here on the panel tonight. And Newf's close. But we thought about doing a whole entire retro thing, but I decided against it. I just figured that wasn't fair, because we have been gaming for so many years. So we're going to go with a little more.
Been really concerned with fair.
Well, that's fucking true, but nobody asked you, Geo. Hush. All right. In what
Hey, at
year?
least you can hear him. I couldn't even make out what he said.
Well, the mics are completely up, man.
Can you hear him like clear as day? Is something?
Yeah,
He is low, but I can hear him.
yeah,
Man.
I can hear Geo perfectly.
Talk, Geo.
Hey, I don't know what your
That's a
issue
little
is.
better. Yeah.
That's better.
Did you hear him that
Sounds
time?
like he's doing a phone call though.
Yeah, it sounds like he's talking with, yeah.
Well, he's switching back and
Live
forth.
via satellite, we got Geo.
Yeah.
I'm in my mom's basement in a cave.
Mm.
As long as you're not in your mom's cave, you'll be okay.
Better in an attic making videos about other men, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh.
All right. In what year was Sega Genesis released in North America?
1989.
Meh.
Damn.
Right.
Okay.
say
And who was their mascot?
I'm guessing he got that right.
He got the year
You get
right.
it right.
I am
Well, that would
shocked.
be Sonic.
I'm gonna say Alex Kidd.
I was gonna say before Sonic was Alex Kidd, yeah.
Damn, Newf.
Damn, Newf. Go
And
on Jeopardy.
Dealer was telling me how dumb you were. Jesus. Okay.
You're such a liar, Newf. I would never say that unless
have
you
a-
were here.
I have a few light bulb moments, you know.
This one should be pretty easy. Which of the following video games take place in a dystopian underwater city called Rapture?
Bioshock.
Oh, God.
I knew Gio was going to get that one.
It's not even
right.
trivia.
Yeah, that's
Damn, I didn't even have time to like open my mouth and someone got it. Oh, that sounded weird. Yeah. All right.
Open it, Salty. Open it.
Open your
Another
mouth.
one, which console has no games?
Xbox for 3.
Ah,
That's the what do you call it? The N gauge, isn't it?
What is Ouya?
What Nintendo system was released after the N64 and before the Wii?
GameCube.
Damn. All right. Honda and Chun-Li are characters from what video
Street
game?
Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Jesus.
some
look
better
at
trivia
Newf.
questions here, Wilmy.
What color? Okay, here's
what
a,
easy ass website did you get these off of, Wilmy?
Easy peasy.
What color is the ring of death on an Xbox that signifies
Red.
hardware
Red.
failure? I had to throw that one in there.
Man,
How
I've
many
been-
rings are there though?
3.
That's right.
What classic beat 'em up game featured brothers Billy Lee and Jimmy?
Streets of Rage.
Double Dragon.
No, Double Dragon.
Oh.
Double Dragon it is.
Double cheeseburger.
How many bits was a Super Nintendo Entertainment System?
16.
And what game did it come with?
Came with Super Mario.
World.
Damn, y'all are bigger nerds than I guessed you for. Okay. What character do you play as in The Legend of Zelda?
Link.
That was a good.
Chuck.
Billy Bob. What 64 Sega system was a predecessor to the PlayStation and Nintendo 64?
Sega CD.
Dreamcast.
Oh shit. All you fuckers are wrong.
I said Saturn.
Oh no, okay.
But did you say 64?
got it.
Because it was a 32-bit.
It is the
New
Saturn.
spec tracking. I had some lag. I didn't hear right.
Sega Saturn was a 32-bit console.
This game sucks.
Salty blaming shit on lag.
My batteries went dead in my
I'm on
controller.
PSN.
It's a fucking lag switcher here. I already got that right.
The game Grand Theft Auto was released primarily for what gaming system?
PS1.
You got it. And here's
Ding.
you another freebie. Which James Bond film was made into a game for the Nintendo
GoldenEye.
64?
GoldenEye 64.
Damn. Which popular
What was the right answer?
That was it. Which
All right.
popular video game features an ex-Special Forces operator named Jack Carver?
Oh.
Jack Carver.
Jack Carver.
Is that Deus Ex?
No.
Isn't it Sniper Elite?
No.
Headhunter on the Dreamcast?
Nope.
Oh, I love that game.
Oh, I know you guys know this one. You have
Jack Carver. Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think. Jack
Shower
Carver.
with your daddy.
Come on, can someone in chat Google it quick? Come on.
Diego says golden penis.
True crime.
Penis.
It's- what?
D's nuts.
What'd you say, Newf?
True crime?
No.
No.
What is D's nuts?
Siphon filter.
It is not these nuts, I promise.
Siphon.
You're getting close.
Mm.
Mm.
Jack Carver.
Jack Carver.
Know the name, but it's can't fucking.
Thanksgiving Simulator. No?
No, it's not good. It's got to be a spy game. Jack Carver.
Give me a second. I'm Googling this shit.
Oh, come on, Gio. Don't Google it.
Googling it.
Well, someone's got to.
Yeah, you should be doing Bing.
Far
There you
Cry.
go. Evil got it. It's Far Cry.
Far Cry. There you go.
Oh, damn.
Did you Google it, Evil Ghosts? Yes, he did.
If you type in Jack Carver, but you don't even get all the way through Carver and
in the
Far Cry.
chat way before now.
He cheated.
You all exposed yourself.
I'm
Yeah.
Far Crying in the bedroom here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is a tough one. Don't hurt yourselves on this one. What is the name of the princess you save in the video game Zelda?
Oh, whoops.
Zelda.
Peach. It's Peach.
Zelda.
It's Peach.
Wait, what? What was the question?
What is the name of the princess you have to save in the video game Zelda?
Wilmy
Yeah.
Wood.
Dude, Zelda.
You're gonna go in the backyard and you're gonna play with Tingle.
What
I
is
think the
the
name is
best?
not as good as Witcher.
What is the best-selling video game for the Nintendo 64?
The
Super
best
Mario
selling-
World.
Super Mario 64. I don't know.
That is it. How many copies has it sold?
A lot.
15 million.
5.2
No, it's gotta be
million?
more than that.
You're actually not too far off, Salty.
17 million.
Go down.
14 million.
11.6 million.
Wow.
That's it? I
Not
guess
bad.
it's-
Not bad
Yeah,
considering the
good for that
N64
guy.
never sold that many consoles when you look at the numbers.
That's a damn shame too, man. Damn good console.
Yes, it was.
What is the name of the main character in the strategy video game Pikmin?
Bork?
Nope.
Tink?
Mm-mm.
Stinky?
Let's see. We got Dopey and Sleepy. No.
Twingle?
No.
I have fucking no idea. I never played Pikmin.
Two in the pink, one in the stink.
Pikmin knows, but I never played Pikmin.
No?
Damn, holy fuck!
Oh,
Come on. Somebody's got to know this one.
somebody Google this.
It is
You're talking about
Olimar.
Nintendo stuff. I'm sleeping.
Olimar. And he is from the planet
Whitey.
Hakotate.
Wait, what?
Planet Taint.
Jeez, I'm surprised he's even allowed to have a name like that in this day and age. Fucking Whitey.
It's from
Developed
the
by
planet Pink, that's
Capcom.
what I heard.
Developed by Capcom, what is the name of the main character in the video game series Devil May Cry?
Dante.
Yeah, that was a tough one. And can you believe this is supposed to be the toughest gaming questions you could find? Really?
No, those are for people that aren't smart.
Toughest for casuals, maybe.
These are for the people on Twitter that, talk shit
For the
about video
Fortnite
games.
crowd. They would
Yeah,
have
there
fun
you go.
too.
What is the name of the second installment of Elder Scrolls?
Morrowind.
Yeah, more.
Scrolls.
It's not
The-
scrotum.
The more elderous scrolls. Part 2.
Yeah, I've heard it before. I forgot.
Jago.
Morrowind.
I think so, Jago.
Yeah, I guess it would be because Oblivion was number 4.
It is Daggerfall.
Daggerfall.
All right, the next tough one. Who is the main character in the Metal Gear Solid video game series?
Silent
Mario.
Snake.
This guy.
Metal Gear Solid.
G.I. Joe. Real American hero.
The video game World at War comes from what video game series?
Call of Duty.
Yeah, that was a tough one. What company published the FPS video game Far Cry 4?
Ubisoft.
Yeah, I don't even know why I bothered printing this shit out. What video game features, and I saw Salty talking about this earlier, features the hero BJ Blazkowicz?
Wolfenstein.
What is the fictional continent that the video game Fable 3 takes place in?
Wakanda.
Oh, Fable 3. Jesus.
Fable.
Was
I don't remember.
I know it's like a God.
Syrian, something like that, is it? What the fuck?
No. Sorry, Nick, it's not England, brother.
Well, the new Fable's not happening, so who cares, right?
Albion, yeah.
That's
Such a
it. It's
fraud. It is
Albion.
happening. You're gonna eat a
Somebody-
giant fucking L when it's finally enough.
Oh yeah, huge.
You're gonna get a big ass bowl of frosted L's and you're gonna snack up for like a week.
In what video game can you be a human or Irathian?
What Ian?
What'd you say?
It says Irathian.
Call of Duty.
No. Call of
Mass
Duty.
Effect?
What's an Irathian?
They're from the country of Iraq. Fuck if I know, dude.
All right. Is it Mass
It's,
Effect?
it's next door. It's like
three.
three towns over from Iraq.
Yeah, it sounds like Iraqian, huh? I don't know.
Come on. This is a really popular game on the 360 until everybody realized just how bad it ran.
No idea, dude.
Defiance.
Never played it.
Yeah, remember
Play
that
that one.
remember that lovely game they had come out a few months ago that they thought people were actually going to pay $50 for, and then it wound up going free.
That could be a lot of games these days.
Who is the main character in Kingdom Hearts?
Mickey.
Little girl with spiky hair.
I don't know the name, man.
No idea.
Her name?
Siri.
Well, you're close. It's Sora. And I already know Gio's all over this one. He'll answer this before I even get the question out. In what game would you encounter enemies called Big Daddies?
That name's just weird, even though
Or if you date the wrong girl, you'll see lots of big daddies.
Big Daddies.
Oh, I thought you said big baddies.
Where does the game Stalker take place?
In your mom's basement.
Outside of Target.
No, actually, it's on Twitter, but that's not the answer.
Yeah, it is on Twitter.
Wait, what was the question?
Where does the game Stalker take place?
Yep, what country?
On Twitter, you gave us the answer.
Chernobyl.
You're actually close.
Russia.
The Ukraine, close enough. And the last question. In what video game would you find the character Jackie Escado?
I don't know.
We Sports.
Grand Theft Auto.
No.
Jackie Escato.
Just Cause?
Your mom's
Pro Tennis 2007.
Virtua Tennis? Dang.
Anybody? Geo, you don't know this one?
No, I don't.
Nobody? Chat.
Viva
does
Pinata.
any- Oh, Nick's got it, dude. Nick's got it in the chat.
The darkness.
The darkness.
The darkness.
All right. We have been at this for an hour. And if you've ever listened to this podcast, you know this isn't normally the kind of shit we do on here. We don't normally schedule anything. And we don't really talk about anything in particular. So, now all the bullshit's out of the way.
Yeah.
All right. So, gentlemen, I brought the four of you guys on here tonight because this is our 7th episode. And each one of you in your own little way is the reason this is actually a podcast. The first person that got me interested in doing it was Salty.
Mhm.
And then Dealer. And then watching Newf, I realized there's somebody just as fucked up in the world as I am. And and then Jay, or Graphic God, actually helped put this whole thing together. So I wanted to say a big thank you to all four of you guys because you actually are the reason this channel is here. And that's the reason you're here. But I hear a lot of shit online every day about every one of you gentlemen.
Really? Oh, no, me?
Especially Dealer. People don't seem to like you, Dealer.
I wonder why.
And some people don't like Salty since he started playing Spider-Man for some odd reason.
Mhm.
But I'm fairly new at this, and we all know that. And I personally don't give a shit. So, but and yes, Jago, we love your rants too. We're just not going to the Shesh Empire tonight. But I want to ask you guys, and either one of you guys can start. What is the hardest thing, and what's the one thing that happens that just makes you want to just drop doing podcasts and just tell everybody to go fuck themselves?
Well, first I'd like to ask you where you're seeing the criticism of each of these fine gentlemen. Is it a certain
Dealer.
faction of little fuckboys on Twitter that maybe happen to prefer a different platform?
You got to remember, brother, I'm a mod for both of your channels.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, we get like maybe a couple trolls a week, maybe.
A couple, yeah.
Yeah, which I don't think is bad for,
No, yours actually isn't too bad.
5 to 800, 900 people watching live. Like, I don't think it's bad at all compared to some other shows. The audience I know that wouldn't like some of us on this channel is definitely from the PlayStation community, a community that would rather listen to known liars than go check out anything for themselves or see source for themselves, right? Or even click on a video and listen for themselves. And that's a big part of the problem in this community is you got people that don't really look at anything themselves. They listen to other idiots or people spread misinformation or lies or photoshopping screenshots or whatever it is instead of going and looking at things themselves. And that's not enough to make me think to myself, like, okay, I don't want to do this. The only time I don't want to do this is when I'm really tired. Like, and it sucks right now because I want to make videos. I get so much good footage. I love making production-based videos and putting stuff out there, but there's nothing to fucking talk about, and I can't bring myself to make videos on nothing.
Yeah.
Little dinky ass dog shit. So I'll get one video out a week if I'm lucky, and I want to do two, but it's just nothing going on right now. But at the end of the day, like when it comes to people, hating on you, Wilmy, you'll get it too one day.
Oh, I've
no
already
matter
got
what.
it.
Yeah, you've already gotten it. So no matter
yeah.
what, especially when you command an audience and you got content out there that gets, fuck, I was averaging 1 million views a month for a little bit. I'm usually around, anywhere 600,000-700,000 views a month on a decent month. You're going to command a little bit of hate from people that don't like Xbox. There's people that click on these videos and dislike it just because it's Xbox. That's how fucking petty people are. So anytime you're talking about Xbox, primarily you're going to get a lot of hate from the majority of some of these gamers because they are what they are, you know. Whereas people like Salty and I and Jay and Newf, we don't sit there and talk shit on PlayStation on our feeds. You don't see posts of us talking about how bad this part of this game looks on PlayStation, but this other community does it constantly. Yet, you know, maybe we're the radical fanboys, right? So there's one side of the community out there that's a bunch of liars and don't really have a lot of logic. There, you know, we've all said things that weren't true. You know, hopefully not on purpose, but these guys tend to do it, and it seems like it's on purpose. And they really perpetuate this whole console war stuff. Whereas I used to dabble in that years ago, right? We all move forward, we evolve in our thinking, and we find ourselves in different places in our lives. These guys are still stuck in 2014. And unfortunately, you know, it's reflected on their Twitter timelines. And then, you know, if you were to scroll down any one of ours, it's not even close to toxic. So to me, you can't fix stupid. And a lot of those guys, that's how they are, no matter what. So if you keep doing this podcast, you keep growing, you're going to get a lot of that as well, man. People taking your statements out of context, people running with bullshit. I've seen it happen to most people on this panel.
Oh, yeah. And I've got my share of hate to be only 7 episodes. My personal favorite, though, yes, I know I'm Southern. I don't need you to fucking tell me. I was kind of born this way. I get it. Yeah, I kind of know now. I live in North Carolina. Jago can agree. We do have accents here. That's been my biggest complaint from people. But like,
just because
really
your accent, yeah.
Like I care.
Dude, what?
Newf does it better than I do, and he's from Canada.
Well, hey, what's going on, y'all
That's a little overkill, Newf, all right? I want to say thanks to Nick in the chat. Brian Harris is in the chat as well. These are great guys that go around and they support everyone in this community. And to all of you guys, thank you very much.
Salty, what's the one thing, and we all know you're a dad again for the second time. What's the one thing that just gets under your skin more than anything doing what you do?
People picking and choosing what they want to use against you is kind of annoying because no matter how much you say about a certain thing, people will always pick and choose, and that's the most annoying part, because no matter how much you say positively about something, the minute you go against something that someone likes, they tend to pick that and just use it against you or this and that, or try to tell you something that isn't true. Like I said, I could tell a fanboy that the sun's shining and he'll look at it and say, no, it's not shining. You know, it's just a pointless endeavor. And when people, like today, I was streaming PlayStation. I was playing Spider-Man. Some troll came in there and he's just talking about how I'm an Xbox fanboy and this and that. I was like, yeah, I had the Xbox by itself, and you know, there's only a certain amount of time in the day. Started my channel. That's the only gaming system I've had. But when I say that I'm just a gamer, and then people try to attack you and say you're this or that, or this and that, and they don't listen to your content, that's the most annoying thing. But it doesn't make me not want to podcast or anything like that. The thing that's the most annoying is like when you try to like make your shit better with better technology and like better things, but then you have things go wrong. That's the most annoying shit to me, honestly. You know, you're trying to put OBS in and Discord and this and that. Like last week, my shit just deletes itself, and then I have to go on the fly and like pull it out of my ass to make the stream work, you know? So, and
it was what, like 3 minutes before we went live on your show?
Yeah, dude. I'm like, I'm pulling the scenes up for OBS, and all of a sudden, boom, deleted. I'm like, holy shit, man. You know?
Yeah, that's one reason I'm like not biting at the bit to start using it, but we got to. You know, I should have already been using it. So
I've been having issues too the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
it's all here. OBS issues that go hand in hand.
Yeah, the more you put into your production, the more that can go wrong, obviously, right? If you keep it simple, then you have less that could go wrong. Because like when you do these live shows, people they think it's easy, you know? Oh, you just turn it on, you just do it. It's like, well, if you're running a show, you got to run the topics, you got to keep the momentum of the show going. Then if you have shit go wrong, people aren't willing to wait around for your shit to go right. You know what I'm saying? And they'll give you shit if like anything goes wrong. Oh, what the fuck's going on, man? I didn't pay for this shit, but I'm going to complain about it. You know what I'm saying? Or it's crazy.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing I don't understand either. People complain about anything that's free, and yeah, we had that happen to us. Jay was on the show with us one night, and
Uh-huh.
Streamlabs just shut completely down for no
Mhm.
reason. It just went completely down. We had to reboot and start the stream over, and I actually got messages, people bitching about it.
Yeah.
Like, really, dude? We didn't charge you anything to watch the fucking show.
Yeah, and don't put extra ads on your fucking 2-hour podcast because they'll bitch about that too.
Yeah.
It's funny as fuck.
People bitch about anything.
Yep.
Newf, what do you have to add to this, Mr. Nukem?
Well, first of all, just let me give a shout out to the guys on this panel who I've had a lot of chance to not only have I watched some of these from sort of like the fan perspective, including Dealer from several years back. But you got guys like Dealer, you got Colt Eastwood, Fonzarelli, Mr. Boomstick. These are some of the guys that I have the utmost respect for in the community. And Salty, obviously, I'm on a podcast with him, but he does amazing work. These guys put a lot of time and work in their effort. And like Salty said, there's a lot more work that goes into podcasts than the average person thinks. They think, like I said, you hit a button and you go. Perhaps from Newf Nukem over here, that is pretty much how it goes. I'm a radio guy. I come from a radio background. I'm used to shooting my mouth off. I'm used to not making sense sometimes. But that is my shtick. That's how I roll, right? I have a different program. I don't consider myself. I consider myself fairly knowledgeable, but I'm not a tech savvy guy in the same instance as Dealer and Colt and these guys, but they're awesome. I mean, as far as like doing podcasts, I love it. I enjoy it. I'm so happy that I do have a part in Salty's podcast and I do my own with Primal Eve and we have a ton of fun. It does take an awful lot of work, takes a lot of preparation. That's half your key is research your topics, get to the bottom of it, use facts when you can, back your shit up. A Dealer said, this community is full of lots of people. The biggest frauds are, the ones that are frauds. I think a lot of these guys that complain about some of us guys are the flat earth type of people. You know what I mean? They're complete morons a lot of the times. They don't make any sense. And then the thing is, it doesn't matter how good of an argument you come up with. Some of these guys just refuse to accept it. They cannot accept the truth. They never want to see certain things from the other side of the fence. It's just everything's trash, everything's garbage. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You look at Rise, Son of Rome, still to this day, one of the best games of this generation. And graphically, it's just incredible. And there's still some people that be like, that game doesn't look that good, blah, blah, blah. And it's, and they'll make arguments about it. It's like, no, give the game props where it's props. Like a lot of us, so-called Xbox guys have publicly said God of War is an amazing game. It plays great. It looks great. That's the thing. We're not afraid to give credit where credit's due. We're not, we're trying to be, we all have our preferences, every single one of us, but we try to be fair and we try to give other consoles and other gamers props where props are due. You know what I mean? It's not, we just don't sit there and make up shit all day long. Like, let's tear down the house of the other console or the other gamers. So, the biggest thing that bothers me, like I said, is just like, sometimes it feels like a lost cause. A lot of us do this for the sheer love of gaming. Right? A lot of us do this for entertainment. How you do your channel is up to you. I would love to put more work into my channel. Someday I probably will, but I need to get the technology to do it. Right now, I got a laptop, but I don't have a lot of the programs. So I do want to do that. But, like I said, we do it for entertainment. We do it for the shits and giggles. We do it because we love gaming, and it's great. Up until I discovered the podcast community a few years ago, I didn't realize there were so many people out there in the world, in the US and Canada and all over the place, and the UK, who have the same ideals, the same views as me. I always thought like was I the only nerd on the planet that really loved gaming as much as I do? And I found out, no, I'm not alone. And it's great because a lot of the friends I grew up with, if I talk games to them, they look at me like I've got an alien head. You know what I mean? They're like, what the fuck's he talking? I don't want to fucking talk about his games. You know what I mean? I love games. I could sit down and have beer and talk gaming like other people talk sports. And I wish there were more people. I would love to sit down with everybody that's on this panel and have a beer and chat games and hang out and plan a LAN party. That's the kind of people we are. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I have a lot of fun doing this. Like I said, I have nothing but the utmost respect and admiration for a lot of the people in this community that are on this podcast who really put a lot of effort into their videos, have great podcasts each and every week. that sort of thing. Like I said, and we all do it for the same reason, more or less. It's just about the way we go about it. It's a little different. And to the haters, we're always going to have them. The bigger you get, the bigger target you are. That's the way life goes. Unfortunately, it sucks. Sometimes, the criticism is warranted. And I'll be the first guy to say that I am far from right and not always right. I'm wrong like anybody else. I'm opinionated like anybody else. My opinions are not fact. I never speak them as fact. I speak them from my heart, the way that I feel about a certain product or a game, that sort of thing. And you either accept it or you don't. But I mean, it's just like the people that go out of their fucking way sometimes to jump on your time. People you don't even know either. Like people that like, who the fuck is this guy and how did he get in this timeline conversation? And then they go off on a tangent, and then they bring other people in and go on a tangent, and then you're like, oh Jesus, now I got to mute something, or now I got to block somebody.
427's fucking throwing a tangent in your thread about your opinion.
Yeah, like that's kind of shit just gets on your nerves, and you come back to 101 notifications, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on?" But that, like I said, that's the way it is. It's unfortunate, but I guess that will never change. Gaming has to grow. Gaming itself is growing, but the side of the community that we talk about and we're sort of complaining about is the side of our community that generally brings gaming down. It's the reason why it never gets the credit it deserves, because there's so many immature people out there that are so very vocal. You know what I mean? And we clumped into that.
That is what I was fishing for.
Yeah.
You just nailed it.
But anyway, I'll leave it at that. I think I've talked enough right now. Nukem is who I am, and like I said, you like me, you hate me, whatever, man. I don't really care. At the end of the day, I do what I do, and I'm very thankful for everybody that spends a minute or 10 minutes or a fucking hour hanging out with me every week to chat games or play games, whatever. I'm a very approachable guy. That's one thing I've always prided myself on. I'm not this. Oh, Nukem is above and beyond everybody or any of that bullshit. I play games with everybody that asks, man, and that's the way I am, and that's the way I'm going to continue to be.
Mm-hmm. Boom. Jay.
What was the question?
What is the one thing that keeps you doing what you do, and what would be one thing that would make you just want to just say fuck it?
Fun. As long as it's fun, I'll keep doing it. People who know me, I've been doing a lot of production on podcasts for a long time, and I've realized that you can put in all the work in the world to make something look good, but if you're not having fun, then what's the point of it all? And that's the reason why I do Retro Renegades, is because we don't have an agenda. We just want to play old games, shoot the shit like we're a bunch of teenagers at the arcade, drink some beers, and just be fools. And that to me is fun. And I've had most of you guys on Retro Renegades, and Dealer, someday you're gonna have to come on. But
not as long as that weird motherfucker's there.
But unfortunately RDX is on the same time, right?
Say what?
RDX comes on around the same time. Well, not around.
When does? Well, I think you guys are done before we start, right?
Okay. Oh, maybe, I don't know. Sometimes we go till 10:30, 11:30, whatever.
Jeez.
Anyway,
yeah.
So we go late. But yeah, like I will stop. I will stop doing it when it stops being fun, and when the whole money world of YouTube takes over, that's when I'll stop too. Because when money gets involved in anything, it just goes downhill. It's shitty.
Yeah, you can definitely let that stuff dictate your content. It will change your production schedules. It will change your quality. It can do a lot. And if you can kind of prevent it from doing that, I'm not going to say it ruins everything, because I've been empowered by things like Patreon. I like to think my quality has gone up. The investment but you got to reinvest in stuff too. So I've reinvested it into, the channel. And like recently I got a 4K 60 Elgato capture card. I just took part of what I earned on YouTube and just dropped it on some of that card, right? So it just depends. Like if you got a group of guys and you don't have a clear arrangement and you got a podcast, you're all going in on it, and it's a podcast channel for that thing and you're trying to make money, be sure you do it right and be very, very clear, and maybe even write that shit down because people can get confused, So some do let money ruin some of this stuff, but I didn't even start monetizing fully until like 20 something thousand, maybe it's 33,000. I just didn't get into this shit for money, and I'm thankful for people just stopping by to hear us fuck off, right? So to everyone, like 30 whatever people watching now, again, thank you guys.
All right, Geo. And I know this is coming odd, but go ahead, dude. What's your thoughts on all this? Because you and I came from a different background.
It's I don't know. I don't really have a lot of thoughts being new at this yet. I know. I mean, I could reiterate the sentiment of a lot of these guys. It's nice being able to have a forum where, even if you're looking in the chats, we're a little bit more universal across the board, because we play everything. I think we're more true to when you talk about gamers. I think we're more true to what the actual thing is. But unfortunately, like everybody was saying, the toxic, the small part of the community has it wrapped up. I mean, anybody watching the podcast can see all of the Area 51 things, and how many of the Area 51 things are talking about it. The Cheeto fingered gamer is going to be out there doing this when it's really not. It's the anime freaks. We all know it.
You just had to bring it up, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh man, there's something else.
But it's just nice to be able to talk about the things that we love without having to worry about it. But and I don't think that's unique to our community. I mean, you just look at soccer hooligans, and all these other things. There's toxic parts of every community. I think because gaming is so much younger as a hobby across the board, and so much younger as a pastime, that we haven't gotten past those I guess we can call them formative years, where we can outspeak the toxic. There are toxic soccer players, but that's not the voice of soccer. There are toxic football players, but that's not the voice of football. But somehow that has become the voice of gaming. So I think as we fight back in our way, whether it's our little podcast or some of these other guys, we are presenting a more mature, more realistic view of what gaming should actually be.
Well said.
Very well said.
Indeed.
And see, I think Newf said it earlier too. Sometimes social media, it's the small vocal few that kind of ruins it for everybody.
Well, yeah, it's true, because a lot of us, like, look at your own timeline. You could say like 100 things that are very positive toward any platform, right? Or any game. And nothing, crickets. Just might get a couple of likes or the odd. Yeah, I agree with you. But the moment you, like you said, like Salty was pointing out, if you have a difference of opinion, especially if it's a difference of a popular opinion, like about, say, a popular game or whatever, then people jump on and then they make sure that you hear them, that you were wrong. Your opinion does not count. You're absolutely full of shit, and they go down the line. And like sometimes, like I said, people are respectful, and that's okay. I don't mind the respectful people. It's just like chats, right? When you're doing a podcast, you got people in your chat that are great, like the people that are in your podcast chat tonight are fantastic, right? But if you go to bigger podcasts, you will see it when you go to RDX. You'll see it when you go to Xbox Nation or various ones, where there's people just they come in specifically, not even just because they like the content of the hosts and the panel, but they come there specifically to argue and bitch about different things, and they don't fucking stop, and they drive me nuts. Like sometimes you got to stop looking at the chat because either you boot them out or you almost go bonkers. I mean, I know this is the typical one. Xbox got no games. I'm like, I got several hundred games on my console to tell me otherwise. So how the fuck does Xbox got no games? That's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. What, got no games that you like? And I can't see, even if you're a diehard PlayStation guy, are you going to fucking tell me that every single game that Microsoft or Xbox makes, you don't like any of them, that you've never wanted any of them? Like, I'm not buying it. Because I think if you're a multi-console owner, you're on PC or wherever you play, there's chances are, even if you don't own everything, there's probably at least one game that you go, God damn, I wish I could have a Nintendo Switch for that. Or I wish I could have a PS4 for that. You know what I mean? But they don't want to admit it because, no, that would be blasphemy. That would be like going against the church of PlayStation or something. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I have actually, and I know I like to bring it up, but I actually have PlayStation converts that stopped playing Gran Turismo because they wanted to play Forza.
Mm-hmm.
It was the one thing they wanted to play on an Xbox. And after they started playing on the Xbox and actually went to the dual console gaming, realized how much more there was to Xbox than they realized. So I think a lot of it's just pure ignorance. They just don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Absolutely. Amen to that.
And then some people don't want to know.
No.
They'd rather just trash talk everything else. And that's what they
Well, you
do.
could spit a fact at them in the chat. This console is 12.2 teraflops, but then you get the but it's 12.2, but you know what I mean? And they got some kind of weird counter argument as to why the sun is green all of a fucking sudden. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, see it every day.
And you just want to grab these people and go, I wish I was next to you because I'd love to beat some fucking sense into you.
Just
Amen.
smack them through the internet. It just doesn't work, sadly. Maybe that'll be a feature someday on Twitter.
Little bitch slap might come. Your fucking computer shuts down for like 30 minutes or something once you hit it.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? We need to invest in that.
They just fucking shut everything down. So, you're screwed. You're not only banned from the chat, but you can't even fire up your PC for the next hour.
That is
Well,
what
you know-
we need.
You know what the new argument is? It's not that Xbox doesn't have any games. It's Xbox doesn't have any good developers.
Oh, yeah. Now it's good developers and doesn't have enough bangers, right?
Right, that's right.
Well,
So,
I play on everything, but the simple fact, they've had, oh God, what, 3 games in the last year? If you count God of War, Spider-Man, and Detroit, is that 3? Is there one I'm missing? Days Gone. Days Gone. 4. That does not define an entire generation. Not to me. Although, don't get me wrong, I have 2 PS Pros in my house. I play on one. My wife plays on the other. I play PlayStation just as much. But I mean, you can't really argue that it's 4 games for an entire generation. Come on.
Well, there's also Bloodborne. I put that on there.
I did forget Bloodborne. But now we did have we really hadn't had much for the Xbox side though.
Oh,
we did have Super Lucky Tales,
Super Lucky.
Yeah, and gaming is just like
called.
movies. Gaming is just like movies is the most subjective topic, right? Because
Oh yeah.
everybody has their preferences. I love Gears of War. I've said it since day one. It's one of my favorite franchises. Big reason that I love the Xbox. But some people hate it, and that's fine. I don't care if you hate it. Don't buy it. Whatever. That's all I say to people. If you don't like something, don't spend your money. Don't buy it. You don't need to spend all your energy bitching at other people because they like. It's like that meme you always say. Let them have fun or whatever. You know what I mean? Let people have their fun. People love Fortnite. Millions of people love Fortnite. You know what? I don't really give a rat's ass about that game, but I ain't gonna sit there and jump into people's chats and tell you, "Oh, you're a fucking idiot because you like Fortnite." Like, I don't fucking do that shit. That's not my fucking cup of tea.
yeah, I've often been in chats and got into a little bit of argument with some primarily PlayStation fanboys. Get into a little bit of an argument, and then I would make a statement in the chat and say, "Oh, wait a second! I'm in an Xbox podcast. I better go jump over to a PlayStation podcast so I can bitch and complain." Then I say, "Oh, wait a second! I won't do that because I'm an adult."
Common sense, baby.
Did you guys notice the post I put up yesterday? There was oh God, I can't remember who it was now. He put up, he was going to block people from now on. And I posted a picture of my little block tab on Twitter, and I've got 13,800 some people blocked.
Whoa, wow.
Shit.
It's like I told him, I do not fuck around with people. I'm
Somebody
sorry.
should call Guinness Book of World Records. I think you just broke a record.
Yeah, you should give him a call.
That's like
That's like some celebrity kind of blocking over there, bro.
Oh yeah.
So like on your Twitter feed, like when you're reading big tweets, does it just say doesn't pull up the space of no tweets or whatever?
Oh yeah. It says you can't pull this tweet at somebody you blocked, but 90% of the time Twitter glitches. You can still click on it. So even though most of the time you don't want to. But
yeah. People are fickle, man. Like a perfect example. This is really funny. I had to sit back and kind of laugh at the end of the day because, I follow some cosplayers. If I like cosplayers, and I'm not gonna lie, like there's a lot of very sexy cosplayers, right? So I'm following this one girl, and all I said, she made a comment about how she couldn't complete an outfit because I don't know, she had a malfunction or she needed something. And I made a joke, typical Nukem fashion, of course. But I said, why don't you just go naked? I said it's cheaper. People will enjoy it unless you're a guy, and then you'll probably get fucking reported to the police or something, right? And I made the little jokey sign, to just show that I was joking. It wasn't, serious. So fucking right away, this person blocks me. And then, okay, if the block wasn't like, okay, this person obviously took that the wrong fucking way. Like, I've never said a bad word to this person before. I followed and replied to tweets before, and that sort of shit, and nothing, right? So this one I get blocked, and the worst part is then her little troll army comes out and fucking starts attacking me, and that was just like where like, yeah, all right, you come at me now, you little bitch, because yeah. Yeah, you say
Man,
you come at me in my face and see how well you like it.
she was getting ready to sell bath water, Newf, and you
Oh,
ruined it.
probably. Well, this is what the hypocriticalness of it drives me nuts, and that's the other part. Because I made a comment afterward. I said, "Well, isn't it funny that the majority of these cosplayers who have any success at all, the majority of them, not all of them, what's the one thing they all have in common? Scantily clad outfits. They sell sex. I don't give a fuck if they don't put it out there in open words, but they sell sex for a living. That's what they do. That's how they make their channels. Most of the fucking hit streamers that are female, hate to say it, yes, you can keep the receipts if you want to, because somebody will capture this fucking this podcast and keep the receipts. But a lot of them that are big have the one fucking thing in common. Their tits are hanging out on every goddamn stream. It's like, okay, so of course. There's lots of great streamers that can't get fucking 15 people to watch a fucking play a video game. But yet, no, these people got hundreds and thousands. I wonder fucking why. Don't play innocent. I fucking know why. Because a lot of them, they ain't that talented. Most of them can't talk a fucking straight line. They're talking about bullshit. Anyway, I'm going on a weird ass rant, but I'm just trying to tell you how fucking fickle the goddamn community is. And I don't give a fuck. If you want to take the receipts, go ahead and do it right now. Capture what Newf said, because some fucking idiot will, and say, hey, Newf said this way back when. Because that's how this shit happens. This is what Dealer kind of pointed to earlier. And you know what? I don't fucking give a fuck anymore, because you guys who do that shit, you're as worse than the fucking people that say shit. Because if that's the fucking low you are, is to scout through people's fucking backgrounds for the next 20 fucking years, seeing if they said something that you can pin on them, then you are a piece of ass scum anyway. So yeah, screw you.
I said some shit like 4 years ago, and that weirdo I was talking about earlier, he's like,
Yeah.
I think I'll go ahead and edit this together. I mean, these fucking weirdos. Imagine if somebody did that to anyone else in this panel.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck, really? So at the end of the day, yeah, it happens. It's kind of the only thing that really gets brought up most of the time, because most people in this panel are pretty common sense, right? You're not putting yourself out there and getting fucked up every day on Twitter. It's always some shit from 4 years ago, right? So it's just how it works, man.
Yeah, there's a good program you can invest in. It deletes your tweets after 3 weeks, I think.
Is that right?
I've never really posted crazy. I mean, I called somebody I don't know, make it a beaver tweet one time, and I forgot that was like 4 years ago. They screen capped that. I'm like, holy shit.
The thing is I've already pissed off people because they try to go back and find my shits. It's all gone, dude. So
I made a comment about somebody's fucking hair one time.
What do you mean? Like every one of your tweets gets deleted after how long?
So what? It's a program that it deletes your tweets after a certain period of time. If you can set it for whatever you want, and it'll just wipe all your tweets, because your tweets, look at James Gunn. They were fucking going back like since Twitter started and getting his fucking tweets.
Exactly.
How many tweets do you have on your profile right now?
As far as 3 weeks it goes back, and that's going to be as far as it goes back. It deleted everything before that, so
that's crazy.
Gotta stay safe with all these fucks.
For little fuckboys trying to take shit out of context or use old shit against you. Yeah.
Well, that's it. They take it out of context, right? And if you got enough time in your hands to go back through years of fucking shit to find something, man, you got to get a life and get out of your mama's basement.
Something that they don't even care about, that they probably did themselves, but to a worse degree.
Yeah. Absolutely.
what kind of clued me on to some people were going way the fuck back. I got like a like on one of my posts I did like a year and a half ago. I was like, what the fuck? Like who's looking at this tweet? So I was just like, I'm gonna get the program, I'm gonna delete all this shit because and then if you ask people, they're like, well, if you want to like claim that you did something on a podcast, go back and clip it. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna go through my shit to find, you know what I'm saying? Like people, it's like, do you guys have all the time in the world to find this shit, man? I don't get it, man.
Evidently, some of them do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who goes back that far though? That blows
No,
my
but like
mind.
these people on Twitter, I don't know how they, have like a catalog of just tweets and all kinds of receipts, but like the minute they need to use it against you, they have some tweet from like a year ago. Boom, brings it up. I've been waiting to use this, It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Fucking suitcase packed, man. Jesus. Wow.
And next thing you
all I
know,
gotta say.
you start hearing this shit at your door.
Yeah. I'm just saying, man, that's all I had to say. It's just some weird people out there. They claim we're weird, but I don't know, man. Who's weirder?
Yeah,
Jay?
if you're stalking men, you might be weird.
Jay,
Yeah.
have you ever had that happen to you, dude?
No, I'm not popular enough.
Really? Dude, how many
Yeah, Jay's too busy complaining about
Jay.
people asking for likes.
how many gamer pics
Everyone hit that like button, by the way.
is out
the
there
like
that you've
button,
created?
slap it.
Sorry, say that again.
How many gamer pics are on Xbox Live because of you?
Over 220.
1,000?
No, 20.
Because I swear I think everybody has a gamer pic made by you.
Well, and
Wait a
some
minute.
people, some people use them, and some people switch around, and a lot of people have gotten them from me, but not everybody uses them at all times. So, but I'm just as happy. Tell you the truth, when I go on a podcast and I see the majority of the icons along the bottom that are from me, and it makes me smile. Definitely does.
And actually, Jay is working on something for me.
That's right.
So this is not going to be a small feat by any means. When I sent the idea over to him last week, I was expecting to go, dude, fucking do it yourself. So this is definitely going to be probably one of his greatest achievements if he can pull it off.
Oh, if I can pull it off, for sure.
Mine is Jay's greatest achievement.
So
All
far.
right.
You have not seen this thing yet. Just wait.
Jay hates working with me. I mean, I paid the man well, but
It's true. It's true. He is a pain in the ass.
I am, because I'm a perfectionist, and you know what? I think it pushes. That's why every time Jay does the logo for me, it's kind of like the new benchmark for him. Because I got good taste. I know what I want, and I know Jay can make it happen.
That's right. We butt heads because we both have our own expectations and our own quality level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we are constant when we work together. It is a struggle, but and I've told this to Dealer in the past. Is that I said I like the challenge. I really
Yeah.
do.
Once the picture's done, everything else kind of falls in.
That's right.
No, Jay does amazing work, and every podcast the man has been behind or been involved in has automatically been better. It's looked better, sounds better. Man knows what he's doing. He's awesome. Plus, he's Canadian, doubly awesome. And he's done my logos for me and did a fantastic job. Like a couple things he did, and he knocked it out of the park right away. I just gave him some like ideas, and he takes it, runs with it. Fantastic.
Mhm.
The one you see right now is actually the first one he did. The other one I had was more like the torn flag is the newer version. I just kind of never switched over. I kind of like them both, but yeah, he does fantastic work, guys, and people should definitely go follow him at xboxgamerpicks.com.
Oh my God, Jago's gonna be so mad that you've actually taken over the sport.
No, Jago posted it in the chat.
Oh, did he?
And matter of fact, Jay, this lovely moving background you see if you're actually watching this on YouTube, Jay created all this.
Yeah, that's dope.
And in case you didn't catch it when the intro started, it plays "Children of the Grave" by Black Sabbath.
That's right.
Black Sabbath.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Dealer, I know you're old enough, dude, to know what Black Sabbath is.
I said yes. That's
Okay,
right up
good.
the alley.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, Dealer is very, very knowledgeable when it comes to metal, because I remember the days he used to play a lot of metal in his intros.
Mm-hmm.
Megadeth, You got
Mega
that-
Drive, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, you can't do that shit now, man.
Yeah, I know.
YouTube will
you
be
can
all
if
over you.
for like 10 seconds, can't you?
Yeah, I
Right.
don't even really risk it, man. Davey
If you-
Stain will kick my door in and fucking punch me.
Yeah, if you sing a song, they'll copyright you, dude. It's funny.
Yeah,
Like
Salty,
that-
they had you what, like 2 weeks after E3 for Ubisoft, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was some bullshit. And then plus the song that Titan did of the Piano Man, completely different, right? Completely different lyrics and everything. It's a parody of the fucking song. And I guess I was thinking to myself, well, if someone gets the piano and plays it themselves, they claim it and they take it's a 2-hour podcast. They'll claim the whole thing because of one, so
They actually hit that.
yeah, that's why I had to take it off. I love the intro, but if you use music that's copyrighted, they can just go in there and claim it. The system's kind of broken, honestly. YouTube's trying to fix it, but like there's bots out there. I don't know how. It's like some algorithm, and they have the bots out there. They'll just claim your shit, and if they do that, you could put it in like a counter to that, but it takes they have 30 days to respond. So by that time, your shit's fucked. So it is what it is, man.
Damn.
Yo,
Yep.
Dealer, I got a question for you, Dealer. Can we still watch your amazing Death Stranding FedEx video? Is that still up? Is that still up? Dealer?
He got abducted.
God
Is
damn
that-
it.
that-
He went to
That
Area
fucking
51
shit's
early.
funny, man. I want to watch that again.
What'd you say, Newf?
Your Death Stranding FedEx video you did that time was fucking hilarious. I want to
Death
watch it
Stranding
again.
FedEx delivery simulator. Yeah.
Yes. that
Had a
was
little
so
bit
good.
of fun with that trailer.
See, even if you do parody stuff like that, which is just funny and not meant to be anything, you get like so much hate. You get lots of people who like it, but you get a lot of hate too.
I think
Salty
that
notes.
video is still like above a 90% like ratio. I couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that even the Sony guys thought it was funny.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Like, just don't take life so fucking serious.
It's
It's
such a
gaming,
dumb sense
man.
of humor. I made that bitch at like 4 a.m. That's when I'm like my true self, slap happy kind of humor,
See, that's one thing I can't do. I don't know how you gentlemen do it. I can't sit at a computer for hours and make a video.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be work, but it is. My
Oh,
Death Stranding review took, Death Stranding. Days Gone review took like 8 hours to make. I mean, I did a video, Xbox Big Comeback. I spent like 13 hours in that video over the course of a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actual work. And it's always good when those videos blow up and make you some money, and you can kind of say, I made $20 an hour or whatever, right? But you don't ever count on it making anything. You just do it, and if you get paid, that's cool.
If I may,
You need to do an update to that video, because since that video came out, obviously there's been that latest trailer where he like takes the giant fucking ladder out of his backpack.
Yeah, he just pulls the fucking ladder out of his
Hey,
ass.
I'll admit I got that game pre-ordered, y'all. I'm just waiting.
I
I've
got
got
a
to
pre-order
play
as
it.
well. Yeah,
I've got to play it. There's just too many questions.
I'm not sure about the whole Magic Baby thing. I guess we'll see.
I'm
but
I'm kind of pissed I couldn't find a collector's edition.
the fetus in a jar edition.
Hell
I'll give
yeah,
it a
dude.
shot.
I want it in my game room.
The
got all-
glowing fetus.
I've got all kinds of crazy
well,
shit in
as
there.
long as you're already married and not trying to get married, that might be okay.
Oh, dude, my 3 kids are grown. So, and yeah, my wife thinks it's actually cool too. So, but she's a gamer.
Dad, is there something you're not telling us? Do we have a little baby brother?
Well, you did, but now he's stuffed in the corner.
He's in the jar, Bubba. Don't worry about it. He'll be all right.
We don't fuck around here. And where are you from?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Exactly. All right. Well, we're on almost an hour and 40. So, gentlemen, we're going to pull a Salty here. Tell everybody where they can find you and all that good shit. We're going to do the outros.
Mm-hmm.
Starting with Salty.
Go, Salty.
Starting with me. Yeah, you could find me on PlayStation, getting some hate there because I'm playing a different console. I'm playing Spider-Man. I've been streaming it. It's been pretty fun.
fucker. Oh, sorry.
Fraud.
Salty's like, it's the greatest thing ever. Having a fucking stroke.
You suck.
Oh yeah, and I'll be playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 too on my Switch. But yeah, I'll be changing diapers and not sleeping. That's where you can find me. Twitter, Saltiest Gaming, the eyes of one. Thanks for having me.
Newf.
Boom, boom, kaboom. It's Newf leaving the room again. I'm sorry I was a bit late, guys, but didn't try to get off work as quickly as I could. So, but it's a pleasure to be here. Had a lot of fun. Like I said, it was definitely a different podcast tonight and some great opinions articulated here. But you guys know where to find me on Thursday nights, hanging out with Salty and Company on the Salty's Gaming Podcast. And on Tuesday nights, right after RDX with Dealer, you can catch me in Primal Eve hanging out for a little nitty gritty with gaming after dark. But that's it for me. Otherwise, you'll find me on Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. I play them all and I have a ball. Let's go. Peace out.
Do you really sit down and write that shit out and memorize it?
Nah, again, that's my radio background, brother. I'm good at it.
I got you. Now we just need a preacher, a good Southern preacher to come into a podcast. That'd be great. Jay, where can everybody find you, dude?
Tonight I'm on your podcast. Tomorrow I'm on my podcast. And when I'm not on podcasts, I'm framing comic books and hanging them on my wall.
At least it's not dead kittens.
Not this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if you're looking for Gamer Picks, XboxGamerPicks.com. I had to do it because Jago wasn't here.
And trust me, Jay is the best. Like I said, the little moving background you see on YouTube, this is the man that created it. He does amazing work. And one of the coolest guys you'll ever meet, by the way.
I am pretty cool. My wife tells me that all the time.
Your wife's just trying to get alimony, brother. Okay. Dealer.
Fucked up on me.
Where can everybody find you? As if nobody that doesn't know. You're on that PlayStation podcast, right?
Yeah. What is that? PlayStation Universe. Also, you can find me at dealer_gaming on Twitter. We do RDX every Tuesday on my channel, Dealer Gaming on YouTube. I've been playing a little bit of Horizon Zero Dawn. I've been playing. God, that game still looks really good. It is still a little blurry though. But I say that because I said this years ago. I was complaining about the checkerboarding on it, but it's still a really good looking game. I've been playing a little bit of Forza 7, the Gears Tech Test, obviously, and just waiting for some games, man. Some big blockbuster games to hit Xbox. It's been a while. I know we're all kind of excited for that. But other than that, man, just rocking out here with you guys. Good show.
And I do appreciate you coming on because, you lowered yourself to come onto our show.
Oh, shut up.
Gio, where can everybody find you, sir?
He said, fuck y'all.
Hold on, sorry. Mainly on Xbox. I'm typically running my Forza stuff. I spend a lot of time doing that. I do have the Gaming Beyond the Box, and then I have the BioShockers Forza Racing League, which I do a lot of stuff with that. Only on this podcast when I can make it. But other than that, mainly on Xbox, a little bit on PC.
And I think we've covered everybody besides my crazy southern ass. And everybody knows I am the mouth of the gaming south. I am Wilmy Hood. You can find me on Twitter at Wilmy Hood. You can find me here at Gaming Beyond the Box. You can find me on Facebook at Gaming Beyond the Box Facebook group. We are open to all and every type of gamer. I don't give a fuck if you play mobile, anything. You're more than welcome in our group.
Hey, Wilmy, not to interrupt you, but look at chat. You got to give Jago there some props.
Let's see. Who's Jago? Oh, that's that crazy North Carolina fucker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What's up, Jago? Damn, now you made me lose my concentration. I was doing the news,
and
man.
that's
I
what
was
I'm
writing
We're
this shit
singling
down
out the mobile gamers for being the weirdest, and even they are welcome in your group.
Yeah, pretty much. But we don't care who you are, what you play on. You're always welcome in Gaming Beyond the Box. Gio can tell you, for a number of years, we actually admin for an Xbox only group. How many people did we babysit, Gio? Like 60,000?
It was just over 60,000, and it became a full-time job, and it basically turned into a reason why a lot of us stopped gaming for almost 2 years.
Exactly. There's
What
one
the
thing.
fuck? Something went wrong, huh?
Oh no, dude.
Damn.
Doing a
You want-
podcast is one thing. Adminning 60,000 grown men bitching about games 24/7 will make you give up fucking gaming.
I will tell you the one thing we would do virtual rock paper scissors over who was going to post the free games with gold, because whoever did it had to deal with all of the bitching and whining and crying and everything. To where you would
60,000
finally
X
just
left on Suicide Watch in there, huh?
Yeah. It was not fun.
And we
Damn.
did that for how many years, Gio?
5 or 6 or something like
You
that.
still
It
in
was a
that
long
group?
time.
Oh no, dude. No.
Oh no.
No,
Says, "Fuck this place."
we actually broke away about a year and a half ago. We started Gaming Beyond the Box, and that was the end of that shit, man. We just couldn't take it anymore. When you get so annoyed with other gamers that you actually walk away from gaming altogether, you know it's time to make a change.
It was 95% of the admin team left the same day within 35 minutes of each other.
I left, and everybody decided to go with me. Because I've just got a magnetic fucking personality. I'm a charm to be around all day. So
Later, Salt.
and like I said, we're here every Monday night at 8 p.m. Thank everybody for being here tonight that came to watch the show, hung out with us in the chat. And Jago, brother, I promise I'll have you on again in a couple of weeks. Next week, we're actually going to have some of the boys from Fork Boy Gaming coming on the show. We're going to have the Evil Ghosts, some of these guys from their streaming. So they will be on here next Monday at 8.
I heard Evil Ghost has a really cool avatar.
He does, and some guy made that one. I think it was Graphic God, somebody or another.
That sounds like a fraud.
Yeah. And I also have to give Colt Eastwood credit. If you look in the chat, you can see mine now under Wilmy Hood. Colt actually made my gamer pick, and I've got to give props to Colt Eastwood too. He is very good at what he does, because if you look very closely at my little avatar, yes, that is 2 roaches carrying machine guns in body armor.
Yeah, I always loved that avatar.
So, but definitely Jay or Colt. I prefer, Jay. Anyway, but thanks everybody for coming out, and we will see you again next week. And as always, we are going to end on our favorite song.
Fuck it up, fuck it up.